a little bit later than I planned on being. Today we're going to work on the challenge that Randee gave some of us with the cards. And my challenges are, excuse me, make a necklace, use seed beads, make a design inspired by where you live, use at least 5 different types of beads, and use crystals. Well, as soon as I use the seed beads and the crystals, I'm going to have 2 of those 3, but we'll have other ones, of course. So, I've got all kinds of stuff all over my desk. I have a sort of tentative plan on what I want to do, and I'm hoping it'll work out the way I want it to. This is my main focal piece. It's going to be at the very bottom of our necklace, and this is going to be a 2-strand necklace. So, well, we'll show you what we're going to do. So let's turn down, and you can see my mess, and then we can get designing this to finish her off. Hey, Becky. So, I'm not sure I'm going to use everything I have on my desk, but we'll see. So let's turn down and we'll get started. Come on. Okay. And come up a little bit, not quite that much. No. A little less. That's good. So what we've got here, as you can see, is a big mess. But it's my crystals I want to use. There's the little white drooks that we got from Randee. Here's some seed beads as well as these up here. I have some green beads, some blue crystals. And these are all brown beads over here. I haven't decided how I want to use these. We have a bail. This one is going to be, well, we'll show you in just a minute. But we need just one of these, so we'll get it out. And actually, I'm going to have to clear some of this off my desk. It's got too much here. It's making a mess. It's driving me nuts. So we'll put some of these boxes of beads aside so they're not right in our way. And just put some of these over to the side. We're going to have some chain. Actually, I need to check this chain and see if it's going to go through this. All right. Oh, yeah, it's fine. So what we're going to do, as I said, we're going to put, these are little quartz crystals here. So some gemstones. We have some more bicones. Here's some seed beads as well as our Mayukis there in various colors. We have this little sun bead. He's going to go on one side of our main strand. These are some spacer beads. This is got a couple of little flowers. I'm not sure I'm going to use, well, yes, I probably will. We'll see. Got a big jump ring with an extender chain and a couple of rings. Come on, ring, second ring, come off there. No, I didn't want the extender chain off, but that's all right. So that's our ending. This is for the middle of our top row. These are into the beads, as are these brown crystals. And we have some crystal spacers. So what I want to do is take these 2 rings, and we're going to put chain up the back to finish it up. But then we're also going to have a strand of chain that goes from ring to ring. And this will be on it. Some odds and goodies in this little bag that I decided I wanted. Here is my little eagle. He's going to go here with, I think, just 1 crystal. And then there's going to be one of these bicones. Come on, I want one of you out, and I just need 1 for right now. And another one of these guys. This is going to be our top strand. This one is going to hang below so that the eagle is flying through the sky above our mountains and valley here. So this one's an easy one to put together. I can do that right now if I want to. And it won't take us long, because like I say, it's going to go right here on the chain, and then the chain is going to hook to the rings. So all of these goodies are for the second layer, which is going to be beaded. Maybe put a little seed bead in here too. But I'm not sure I'll put a spacer between that one. I'll just put it right beside it. But I am going to use one of these little tiny crystal spacers to go between the bicone and the other crystal. So go on there like so. So let's put this aside for right now. We'll get some an eye pin and a head pin that I'm going to cut the top off of, like I usually do, to give myself that 3 inches of wire. Though for this one, I'm just going to use a smaller one because I really don't need very much. It's just 1 tiny bead between the 2. And I can jump ring these if I decide I want to jump ring them, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Come on, you. Now we want to do this first because when we do the second one, we want to make sure that we have given ourselves enough room between the bottom of our eagle and the top of our mountain range. We want it down just a little bit. So this one's bent pretty good, but that's all right. It doesn't need to have very much space on it. So we'll put our beads together here. And then we are going to hook him directly to our little eagle connector here. Come on. So bring this around and leave a gap so that I can put him on the eagle with no problem. So now I only painted one side of this eagle, so we need to make sure we get him the right direction as we put it together. I'm going to make this a short necklace. Well, it won't be so short once you get the second round in, but This top one, I think between this piece and the top chains, I'm only wanting it to be like about 18 inches. So I need to be careful tucking it because I have that little seed bead in there. So if I break it, well, you know, it's not. It's just a tiny little seed bead, so it's not taking up a lot of space. Okay, so here is our eagle with its sky dangle. Oh, hi, Anita. Hi, Linda. So now we're going to cut the head off this guy, and we're going to wrap him between the two here. Again, this is one of those things where you could just put it on a jump ring if you preferred, but I am just gonna put a little eagle on here. Oh, did I leave a big enough gap? Yep. Okay, there we go. Now we'll hold here. And do a couple of wraps. This baby in. Put this little blue crystal on here. And maybe I'll put another little tiny blue seed bead at the top of that. And then we'll put it onto the bail. Now I painted this little bird. It was just plain silver, just like the backside is, to make it look like a bald eagle. We have quite a few bald eagles around here, and they fly around our mountains and our lakes. So now we want this to be on this direction, so we'll fold this over to the front. And then we'll wrap this up and around and over. And we're going to leave a gap because we have to put it on our bail. Now, this bail is not specific to front and back, so we can put it on like so. Then we will hold our ring where come on, little seed bead, go back down there, where the wires come together. And we'll do a little wrap here at the top. Oop, hate that when that happens. Let's trim this off. Tuck it in. Okay, there's our little dangle. And it's pretty deep dangle, so the mother's going to come down pretty low. It is very cool to watch the eagles fly. When I worked up at the park, I'd sometimes help with roads, and actually my first part of my job was for the roads department. And when we were clearing the Sun Road, one day we were sitting eating lunch, and an eagle flew below us in the valley between the mountain peaks. It was just really cool to see. You don't see them usually from looking down on them, so that was really neat. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some chain. I think this is a pretty cute, cool length right here. I don't want it atrociously long because I don't want to have to bead a long ways down to the lower one. So we're just going to cut a little bit of chain off, and then we will jump ring it onto the rings. So let's see, where's my little jump rings? Here they are. So now we'll get our jump rings on here. And then we can measure it and decide how much more chain we need to do the back portion of it. And get that cut and on. And then we will decide on what we're going to do with the front portion here for sure. Like I said, I have some tentative ideas on it, but I have never done the full decision on how I'm going to do it. I played with it a bit last night and I got a little frustrated and decided, just leave it and just play it by ear. Get the beads you think you'll want to use out and play it by ear tomorrow, because hey, sometimes it works better when you're playing it by ear instead of just or on the fly, designing on the fly as opposed to designing. Though I do design a lot of my stuff. So here is our first little bit with our eagle flying. Oh, that is really cool, Anita. We have two kinds, bald eagles, which are indigenous to our area. They're around here all the time. In fact, my husband just got a whole bunch of pictures. He works up at Glacier Park too, of an immature bald eagle that stayed in a tree for a couple hours, and he took a couple of pictures of it. Brought him home to me, said, "I'm not sure, is this an immature bald eagle?" And I said, "Yep, that baby's an immature." And the scientists, our wildlife biologist, figured it was about 3 years old from the size of it and its coloring. They don't get their white tail and head until they're approximately 6 years old, so it's a little different. And when we were in Ireland back in 2019, we saw a white-headed eagle, and it shocked the heck out of me because I thought it was a bald eagle. They're almost the same coloring. And I'm like, bald eagles aren't indigenous to Europe. They're only in North America. So what the heck is that? And it turned out that it was a white-headed sea eagle, which there are only I think they said 15 or 16, maybe it's in the 20s, but it's not a great number of them, so it's really rare to see them. So actually our Airbnb hostess asked me if I had managed to get a picture of it, and I said, well, no, I was too shocked to see it there because I was like, what the heck? So that was a different, but so let's measure this from our rings down. So that's only about 3 inches. So we need about 15 inches more to make 18. And because of our stuff here, we really only need about 14 inches. Because 14 and then the 3 would be 17. With all of our hardware, it will be probably be 18, and then I have an extender chain. So let's cut 2 7 or 7.5 inch pieces. We'll go up to 7 1/4. That will definitely give me 18 inches. So and the golden eagles we have around here are they come through, but they don't really live here. They migrate through here from up north, so those are fun to see too. But they aren't normally here a lot. So these 2 pieces are ready to go on, and I think I'm just going to actually we'll just do this all up, put it on, and then put our jump ring and stuff on, and we'll set it aside until after we get more done. Hey, Rita. Yeah, our eagles are monitored too because they are an endangered species. We actually have a spot at Lake McDonald where we have a pair nesting. They've nested there for a long time. In fact, we had a really bad fire. Those from Montana will know what I'm talking about. A couple years ago that actually burnt their nest down and was quite not good. But they came back, built a new nest, and and from what the biologists tell us, their new nest is only like about 3 or 4 trees away from where their burnt out one was. So obviously they like that area. So I love the eagles, if you can't tell. Well, I love all our critters. We have all kinds of things here. Up at the park, we have bighorn sheep and mountain goats, and of course, deer and elk and moose. We also have both black bears and grizzly bears, and it's a very nice place to live. As far as birds are concerned, we have all kinds of different little songbirds. We also have ospreys and hawks. So, yeah, we have a variety of critters around here, and it's always fun to see them. I don't get out as much as I used to before I retired. When I worked at the park all the time, I got up there a lot more than I do now. So this is how it's going to look here. I'm going to put our extender chain and our lobster claw on, and then we'll temporarily set it aside until we need to know how long we need to make it. But let's see, I need a large jump ring for putting on the one side. Oops, not that many, just one. And a smaller one for, come on you guys, where are you at? Nope, that's teeny tinkies. Oh, there you are. You're over here on the other side. This will put the lobster claw on. So we'll get the lobster claw on its side first. And if we want, we can measure it, make sure we got about what we want. But we will have the extender chain, so. Okay. All right, what do I do with the really big one? There it is. So it goes on this side. This one has one of those weirdo pieces of chain that stayed on the link. And it doesn't want to come off. It doesn't look like it. So we'll cut this last link out. Get our lobster claw back. Not our lobster claw, our jump ring. Then our extender chain. Close her up. We have signs that say wildlife crossing in our area. Well, they're all over the state. And they say, oh, for the next 5 miles or for the next 6 miles or whatever. And I always look at my husband and say, for the next whole state. Because, well, our whole state is that way. Well, that's 20 inches, so I made it longer than I thought. I don't want it 20 inches. So I may have to cut some out. Obviously, I wasn't paying enough attention when I measured and made the... that shouldn't have been that long unless... because 2 7s is 14, and then I measured that to... oh, I measured that to be 3 this way. Well... still shouldn't have been that long. We'll cut an inch off the ends because I don't want it to be this long. So, right here. Now we have to re-put it on, of course. Hi, Marcia. So anyway, as I say, I made this too long, so we're going to have to take this jump ring, open it back up. I still have not oiled these. Put this little piece aside. We can keep that for like an earring or something. And so I haven't oiled these yet, and I need to do that. Okay, where's... oh, it's right here. I just put that on. It's all attached. So I need to take off this jump ring, open it up. Take off the extra bit of chain. fell off. Then we'll get the other side of our big chain here. Put it back on. And close her up. Now it should be about 18. Let's measure it again. So, yep, that's about right now. So that's about the length I wanted. So we're going to set this piece aside up here. We'll just put it up here. And then we'll get these pieces out and start this up. So what I have decided to do with this is I have this bear and I have this sun, these two fetishes. They're going to go on either side, though I think the sun will be higher than the bear. And we're going to use this orange bead here to represent the sun on this side. And I'm going to get a brown bead here to represent the bear on this other side. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to build our ground. So we're going to have some browns, some greens, and then some, I think we'll have we have some of these little white drukes, and we have some lavender crystals. These are little rondelles. These are going to represent the mountain. And then, of course, above the mountain, we're going to have a little snow. This is what these white drukes are going to be for. And then we go to blue sky. These will go on this side. And now, before we go to blue sky, this one is going to be representing the sun on this side. This one is going to be our fetish on the sun for this side. We have some little green, emerald green crystals. Those are going to be around the bear. And they'll be over here. I also have some bigger green crystals, which I may intersperse here, because we do have to make that length to go from the ring, so that because this is going to go to the ring, and then our eagle needs to fly up here. So it needs to be at least, this long. So we have some, I think these are those, what they call, are these the English cut style? They might be. These are going to go down in here. We got to make some ground. I also have some flowers. We have quite a few wildflowers in the summertime. So I'm thinking we'll probably put the wildflower in somewhere amongst the green. I need to get a brown bead for over here to represent my bear, which would go right in here. And then, like I say, we want some more brown and green. We do have a few little seed beads in here, but I will probably add some more. I have some lavender ones, as well as the blue. I have a little yellow and pink as well, but as well as my clear Mayukis, but I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use, but I am going to use some of them. So now I have some brown beads here. These are drukes. We might use this drook for the, it's not really dark brown though. I'm not sure if I want to use that. We might use it for ground. Instead of these, since we want a different style of bead, I've got these little, use these. This is smoky quartz. This is a really big one. Do we want that big? Well, maybe we do, because he's supposed to be representing our bear on this side, whereas this orange one is going to represent the sun on that side. Though I think I may switch out these two, even though they're a different type, for these, because this is an agate. So definitely another style of bead. We'll put these guys back. Thank you, Anita. So next I'm going to cut these. We're going to put these in amongst the green, but I also have some green onyx, which again, a gemstone. So we might take and put a couple of these little green ones in here. And then I have my blue crystals here for our sky line. And of course, we'll put some spacers in amongst this. Probably put, I think I'll put some of the little green seed beads. Well, they are supposed to be green. They look sort of yellowy, but since my bicone doesn't quite go up in between my bear's legs, we're going to put a couple of these seed beads in there to accent that. Up there. Not sure if I'm going to put another one of these into the sky or not. I might. It'll depend on how much length I need. I'm going to cut this strand open. And I'm going to use 2 of these crystals in my grass area. And we'll set these aside somewhere so they don't get knocked over, hopefully. I think these will go, you can go up there, and then this one will come down here. I have some spacers here. And I think I probably will put, I'm going to put it here between these to put a little definition in between the beads here. Now this should be plenty long enough, especially when we put our attachments parts on, and when we we're going to need a couple of these in my bear's legs. And then when I put spacer beads in, I'll probably mainly put in some of these little guys here, or these crystal spacers. I really like a crystal spacer. I do have some other little kinds of spacers here, but we'll see what we decide to use. So what we need to do is get a couple of crimp tubes to start with. Well, we'll just do one first for one side. We'll do one side at a time. I'm just going to put a pile of them there. And then we have to decide what kind of, I think I'm just going to use white. White is a very simple, basic color. I could have used any color. I've got brown, I've got greens. I got all those colors actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just work off of my spool for a while so I can see about what we're getting to. Like a bead stopper here so my beads don't drop into my spool, because then I'm not sure where we're at, kind of thing. This one's going to get the bigger spacer because we've got two bigger beads down here. So like that. But now this next one is tiny, so if I'm going to use one of these the crystal spacers, I need one of the tiny crystal spacers. So let's see how this goes. Now the next question is, do I use the crystal spacers all the way up, or do I use some other regular type of spacers? I think I really like the crystal spacers, but I will probably use the green onyx. Now I'm going to use one of these kind around the flower, I think. Come on, flower, where's your hole? There we go. There was what we have so far. And it will, of course, attach to this bottom piece down here. How big of a hole is this? I didn't think to look. Oh, it's not that big. I was thinking I might have to put a spacer down there to keep the crimp tube from falling into there. Now I'm going to, I don't want to use the crystal spacer because these little guys will just disappear. So I'm just not going to use a spacer at all right here. Just going to take and put these 2 or 3 little seed beads on here. And we'll see if I need 3. I think I probably am only going to need 2, but we'll see. Oop, they sink into him. So we'll leave it as it is. Hey, Bonnie. So now we need some more of our tiny crystal spacers out. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here because this bead is quite a bit bigger, but is this one going to make our little white one just about disappear here? So I think we'll see what it looks like with the tiny one. Oh, that's not bad. Then we'll put the big one between this guy. You know what? I don't want that crystal spacer there. I just don't think it's... I think I'll use one of these. Those are all tinies. I want the medium-sized one here now. And I actually think I'm going to change this up and take the crystal spacer out between the two white ones there. And even maybe not have a spacer in between them at all. Just let them have take everything from here, put one of these on. Have no spacer between the two whites. These are representing snow on the mountain. The lavender is the mountain. Then we'll put go. And there is our side here with our sky, our sun, snow, mountain, our grassy area, some flowers, and our groundwork here. So that will attach here. And let's see if we've made it way longer than we want it or if it's not long enough or whatever. So we'll pull our flying eagle back in, fold him in half, and bring him up. And actually, you know what? It's not too long. In fact, if anything, it might, well, once we get it attached, it will be further. But it's going to be, I think, the two attachments are going to give it the exact length we need. Yeah, it is pretty fun. So what we're going to do is I'm going to attach this side over here. I'm not sure if we want it on the outside, between the two chains on the outside here. I'm not sure if the wire's going to go through these little beads, so we will just find out in a minute. So make sure that's not twisted in there. I think it is. There we go. This comes down this way. Make sure our eagle is flying the right direction. Yep. And then we will crimp this. She's not forming a bead very well, but she's tight, so now we're going to slide these beads up here. See if they'll go over the wire or if I just need to cut it off. They're going over just dandy, no problem. So up you guys go. Bring. And we will bring our bead stopper back up here. Like I say, we're going to now, this will go down just a little bit when we attach it because, you know, we got the little bit of lead there. And we'll see, get this to the middle. Uh-oh, did I put it in the wrong place? I think it's just twisted a little bit. Get back up there. You're off of your line there, some guys. Go up. Okay. Now, I think I got this a little twisted here. It wants to go to this side. Oh, well, that's all right. We'll just, oh, I had it backwards as far as the eagle is concerned. So, I think that's just about perfect. So we'll cut it off here and we'll attach it, flip you all the way over. You didn't flip very well, darling. There we go. No, flip, because you were fine just a minute ago when you were backwards. So we'll cut our wire here. Then we're going to attach it to our mountain range. Make sure we have everything lined up right. What do I do with them? There they are. So you go in the right direction. What do we got going on here? Something's twisted up here at the top. I think the loop for the eagle went through the loop for the, and it feels like it's backwards here. Well, because it's put on by a jump ring, the obvious way to fix that, if it needs fixing, is just take the jump ring off and move it. But first we're going to attach this side. So okay. Now I'm going to pull this back some because I want this the lead to go through these two if it will do so. And I'm pretty sure it will because it was just a minute ago. I want it to come up this direction so that when it comes out, it's right here by this small one, which will make it easier to keep it in a good line. So now that those are all down there, we've got this up, we're going to now crimp this right here. I want a little more space there, baby. There we go. Now we'll crimp this right here. Okay, that feels tight. Then we'll get this up to this bead here. Cut this off. So then this side is now done. I still think I've got something screwy here. I'm not sure what, but we've got something messed up. Yeah, see, it wants to go over onto the other side. So I think I'm going to have to move this one over to the other side of my loop here. So it's going to go like so. So because I want that to move to the other side because it's just not laying properly in here, we'll just take this jump ring from the eagle and move it over to the other side here. Close it back up. So let's see if we're laying better now. Here you and you. There we go. Now we just need to string the other side up. What time are we at? Oh, we only got a couple minutes. I don't think we have time to do the other side unless everybody wants to hold on while we do it. But all we're going to do is do the exact same thing on this side. Hook it up here. And it'll hang like so. Well, it won't be exactly the same because we have this big bead to represent the bear, and then the sun one has an actual fetish bead here. But it's going to be quite similar. But since we know about how long it's going to be now, we can cut the cord or the wire. And I like to leave myself plenty of lead room, so about right here is where I'm going to cut it. And we can put this aside. Now we'll put this on to the other side of our mountain range. See if about the same they are. So get our wires straight and crimp. Make sure it's good and tight. And now we're going to string the opposite way because we're going to start here. So we'll go with this bead. Drop it down over both the cords. Oops, go through. Now we want the medium one and the golden brown drook. Now a small one and the little star cut brown one. So the green onyx. Wafer. The flower. Another wafer. The peridot. Well, it's a peridot crystal bicone. Little one. Green. Now we had our bear here. We're going to put, now we're going to put these guys here. So because the bear represented our silver, so we didn't need one. This is going to be representing our bear on this side. Now, one thing when we get to the top, we're going to have to pay attention to, and I didn't think of it at the time, is this going to be even, the strands? Because if not, we're going to have to add a little something to it. Maybe some seed beads or whatever. If it's not going to be even, then what we will do, if it's bigger on this side, we will take out one of these little sky beads. Or we can come back and take out some snow. We'll see what we need to do. If we need to take out some snow beads, we might just switch it to for a seed bead. Or if we need to add some, we might just put a seed bead in here. That would work also. Okay, we have our two snows here. Now we need one of these, and now it's time for our sun. And I think we are going to be longer. See how the sun has come up higher on this side than on this side? Almost a full bead worth here. So I think what we will need to do is one of two things. We can take this out and switch it, since I did have, where are they? Come on, Smoky Quartz, where are you? I just had you. Yeah. I think what we're going to do first is switch this big this 10 millimeter Smoky Quartz for a 8. Baby, which will slim it down some. Now we'll go back to these particular beads. Oh, come on. Where's your hole? And we'll see what the difference is again, and see if we need to switch something else. Oh, well, for one thing, we don't need this. We're going into silver, so we can just take that out. And now let's see how long we are to each other. Actually, we're pretty close now, especially since we're not going to need this spacer because of the, we're at silver already. So we'll just go straight to the blue. Now we need to compare as close as we can. And I think we're still off. Well, let's see. Oh, you're twisted over there, down there. We don't want you twisted. Okay. So here, here, here. Now is where we're to start our difference. And yeah, we're off by a full bead here. So, because if we put it on right now, our mountains would hang down some like this. So now we need to decide what we're going to get rid of to get rid of that one bead here. And maybe we'll just take off these two right here. And that would bring it up to about where we want it, but I think I'd rather take off this white drook. Come on, go back in there. You were in there earlier. Get out. Go through. Get in a rush and make it worse instead of better. Now let's see how we are. Push you down. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of I think it'll do. Oh, PK, it's been snowing every morning, and then it warms up and melts off in the afternoon. Yesterday morning we had like 2 or 3 inches of really wet stuff. Today it was just a skiff. So Steve said it's really been snowing up at the park, but that's sort of to be expected. So now we're gonna come on, little guy. You need to go through all this stuff. We'll get this baby all put together here. And then we'll see if we want to if everything is straightened or if we need to fix anything. Oh, come on, the other side went through here. Why are you being so difficult? Okay, you want to end here. That's fine. Let's see we're about the same, looking pretty close. So we will tighten that down some here. Bring this up some more. Get our crimping pliers in, crimp, and turn. Looking good. Pull this, it looks fine. Get in here and just cut this extra wire off. And let's see if how we're hanging here. All right, where are you at there? Oh, I've got hold of the middle one instead of the outer one here. So you need to turn. You're a little crooked here. Well, first of all, I need to get all this stuff out of the middle because it's in the way. Put it away in a bit, but right now I want to see how we're looking here. So we'll pull this down like so. Get out of the way, guys. Now you come down like here. And this side looks twisted up. I know Okay. There's how she's going to hang. Though this one's feels bungled up again. Though how I did that is beyond me because I know I checked. But that's all right. We'll switch it. Okay, now let's see how you're hanging there, baby. Okay. And come on, go down to the center. Oh, what did I do? I hooked it into the I hooked it into the other jump ring. So open it back up again, or open the chain one or the other. No, I have to open this one. It's on the chain one. That was a weirdo move. Okay, so now you're going this way. You have to go in the interior. Okay, now I think I got it. So there's our eagle flying over the valley and the mountains. And I think we got it a pretty good length. So all done. Like I said, I was debating how to do this last night, so I think it turned out pretty well. Let's see if we got 5 different bead components here, because that's what my thing said was 5. So we have the rice bead, that is a red agate. We have a drook. We have the star cut. We have the flower. And we have bicones. Now, we don't have a lot of seed beads. It wanted seed beads, but oh my goodness, my seed beads sunk inside my bear here. Did I tighten it too much? No, you can go up. Go up. Come on. Well, there's a seed bead in this one. There's not a lot of seed beads in here, but there are some seed beads. So we have bicones, we have rondelles, we have some drukes, we have flowers. I think we made our 5. So there we go. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to flip up, guys. Okay, we're like 15 minutes. Did I have to make earrings as well? No, mine was for just make a necklace. So there's my necklace. Thank you, PK. Thanks, Bonnie. So anyway, there is our, I'm not really thrilled with the way my seed beads fell into my bear. That may be why it felt like it was shorter on this side. I'm going to try and work them back out at least a little bit. Guess I should have used a bigger size, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to get them to come out. But it's not bad anyway. So I'm pleased with it. Anyway, here's what it looks like hanging up. And if you were to wear it, well, let's see. I can put it on, but then I'll have to back up so you guys can see. Now see the little eagle is at the 18 inches. Then our mountain scene comes down quite a bit. Oh, it's flipped right there. There we go. So I like the way it turned out. Hope you guys enjoyed making it with me. And thanks, guys. I'm glad you liked it. Anyway, it's after 18 after the hour, so I think it's time for us to say goodbye. We'll see you later, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden.